Good morning, everyone. This is Rima from The Guiding Star. I'm a spiritual and life coach, parenting coach. I do a lot of healing and energy work. I also do a lot of life coaching and hypnotherapy work and offer a lot of free support as well, mainly working with women and children. And thank you for those of you who listen to my live videos. Welcome to this video. I am going to today talk about who's lucky, who's unlucky. It's a topic that I want to discuss and share about some truths that we don't realize, especially because of the people that come and talk to me, friends and family, clients. There are many times there's a deep sense of or clear sharing of, I'm very unlucky, other people are very lucky, I don't know why I'm very unlucky. And I used to be one of those people when I was younger. Like I had a very, very difficult, challenging life, very, very difficult. So when I looked at my cousins and other people and, them living such a much better life, much easier life, I used to think that they're more lucky. So let's talk about that. It's not just a philosophical video. There's going to be truths about this that you may not have known at all. We are going to talk about karma theory and astrology. So we'll start with, stay with me in the video because we're going to start with bits and parts and then we are going to expand that. Every part that I talk about is connected to the other. So listen to this video from the beginning. Who is lucky and who is unlucky? When we talk about somebody who is very lucky, that they have a very good life, let's say that they have excellent parents, a lot of money, always, very good health, great family, great marriage, great children, great education, great career, right? Like, let's think of somebody who is just really, everything is a checkbox and great, great, great. Now, obviously, we're talking about an extreme here because there is very few people who will throughout their life have a very smooth life, right? But I will consider them as extremely unlucky, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And then on the other extreme, we're talking about a spectrum here, but on the other extreme is somebody who is just exactly opposite of that. And that person also, I will say, is very unlucky. And then I'm going to talk about people in between the spectrum. And to help you understand truly, in terms of the karmic and spiritual sense, how lucky or unlucky we are. And we will talk about astrology combinations in your chart that will also tell you who's lucky or unlucky. Now, I was inspired to make this video not only with clients sharing with me how unlucky they feel in comparison to others, but also when an astrologer posted this video, which I really appreciated because he was specifically talking about astrology combinations in the chart that are difficult. And he said, you decide, and he exactly used these words. You decide whether you are unlucky or lucky. Who is lucky or unlucky? And it was so true. Whatever he said was so true. And I'm going to share that as well. So number one, the people who I spoke to you about on the extreme good, why are they unlucky? They're unlucky to the extent that obviously they're lucky to enjoy the life. They're enjoying their life. Things are easy. Everything comes to them very easy. Some people I know also, they have to make very little effort and things, even with their career. If they make a proposal to somebody, they want to go speak somewhere, they want an opportunity, they interview and they immediately always, they're just pure lucky. Things move very easily in their life. But the flip side to that is, part of it is the philosophical part, which you will already predict or understand, is that they're not being pushed to go beyond, right? So they don't have any reason to have to push their limits to improve their skill set, to have to work harder than usual. So they don't build the morals, they don't build values, they don't build themselves beyond the requirement in most cases, because there is no need. So because they're living a comfortable life. It's like a simple example of, I in fact was speaking to a parent just 2 days ago and telling them how lucky my daughter is because of the struggles she has seen early on in life. So in the United States, it's so common for children to just open their doors, have the car ready in the garage. In the winter, the heater is on in the car, so they don't have, the setting is very comfortable for them. Because of that, now they're used to not having to walk, not having to carry their weight, not having to deal with the cold and getting used to it. Their body has been given all the comforts early on. If ever in life they have to face a situation where they will have to do something beyond this, they're not going to like it. And how many people that I know who have had a very comfortable childhood, and when they get married, all I hear them is complain. I hear them complain because of the work they have to do, and I feel like they're such babies, because it was like, what did you expect? And why is just a little bit of work, having to do housework, such a big deal for you? So that obviously is given. That's not something that I wanted to discuss here, but that's given that whenever there will be any discomfort in their life, it will be very painful for them internally. But let's presume that that never happens to some people, right? It never happens, which is rare. But if it never happens, then especially in certain areas, then they're just pure lucky. Now, they're still unlucky in that regard, because when you look at and if you've heard my previous videos, you will know this. When you look at the karmic debt, the karmic balance, we're all born with the karmic balance, and related exactly to help you understand it better, related exactly to your bank balance, your money balance, right? Any given day, any given time, we have a bank balance of either plus, minus, or neutral. Now, our effort as humans is obviously to keep our bank balance for most parts on the plus, so that if there's ever an emergency or whenever we need money, we have that. We have a buffer, or at least we have enough money to pay for us so that we don't have to borrow money from other people or go into negative balance. If we are already in negative balance, the effort is to reduce that negative balance. Why? I don't have to explain why, right? Like, it's common sense. Exactly is the true for a karmic balance, which many of us are never taught, don't know, even if we know, we try to ignore, is that the universe is always keeping score. Always. Every single second. Everything we think, we intend. Our karma begins from the moment you think or intend something. If you set an intention that I want to go to the temple today, your karma started from that very moment that you set the intention. So karma starts with not with your actual deed action, but it's with your intention, which starts here. That's why Buddhi or Budh, Mercury, is being given a lot of importance. You know, your intellect even is above your astral body, your emotional body, your man. So there's a lot of power in intention. Now, a person who's already having a very comfortable life, their intention is not going to be or the sight is not going to be to increase that balance, because they're already at a very, very high balance, right? Now, let's presume that all of their life, they have a very comfortable life. Most likely, they're going to be using that balance most of the time and spend very little time in building that balance or maintaining it. This is the extreme. We're talking about the extreme good, which is rare. In very, very few cases, 0.01% maybe, that they will have an upbringing or morals or being given that extra push that beyond this also continue growing your atma, your soul, your morals, you have a spiritual mindset, and they will continue add to that balance, which they can then carry over in upcoming lives. So that's where they're very unlucky. They're very unlucky because the focus will be on using the balance that they have and not on increasing their balance. And if you find this concept hard to understand, I will ask you to go back to the money. It's a little spiritually advanced concept. Now, people who are in the positive most of the time, in the negative a little bit, will be similar, because they're so much more in the positive. They're not going to be focused on increasing their karma, their karmic balance. They're enhancing their soul, pushing their soul's limit, turning towards God, trying to understand the depth of life, or everything that we do. Our soul is, the universe is keeping score, and it's being posted on your soul. It's really, the bank balance is on your soul. So when this body dies, when Rima dies, when I don't have this body, which is just a mechanism that has been given to me as a loan to enhance my soul or to get to whatever I want to, whatever goals I want to achieve for my atma, for my soul, the soul is still going to take with it everything, all the balance that it accumulated, whether negative, positive, or neutral in this life, right? And then it's going to continue to take that balances further on in life. So when somebody like me, who has had, I will say, 75% of struggle in life, 25% of, or some areas, there's just a very few areas of my life that I feel like, yes, I've been given the courage, that naturally comes to me. I have good intellect, that has been given to me, decent. Like I was never a very bright child, but I am street smart. Like I can find my way through life. That has been given to me. Family has not been given to me. Good health has not been given to me. Excellent education or money has not been given to me. So there's just been a lot of challenge always. It's pushed me so much. It's pushed me so much to enhance my life. And my life was here, those of you who know me, and how much of a mess I was, if I may say, right? Many people would have just described me as a mess. My life has gone from here to here. And the reason is that not having to have being lucky, I was unlucky, if you may say, in the materialistic sense. I was so lucky that I had to push my limits beyond what you can imagine to completely transform my life, to become a totally different positive individual without anybody's support. So in that sense, what I am banking now in the work that I do for people, in the work that I do for women, the amount of blessings that I get, it's banking already. And that's obviously not like the focus, but it automatically, in understanding the theory, banks my future at a totally different level than somebody who I know as cousins and friends who are just purely enjoying their life. So there's not good and bad, but there's not good and bad in enjoying your life or being lucky or feeling like you're unlucky. But there is truth to how that works in terms of the karmic theory and in terms of your focus and future and balance of life. So that is something that I wanted to share about. And then in the spectrum, there's all other possibilities, which I don't want to go into the detail. That's why I wanted to make a shorter video. I wanted to delete yesterday's video. Talking about astrology, how would you know? And let me see if I have enough time. Yes, I'm just right on time. So talking about astrology, in astrology, planets that are retrograde in your chart will show more difficulty. There can be difficult combinations. And that's exactly what that astrologer had said, that most people, 99.9% of people who have made great inventions, great discoveries, huge changes in the world, left an impact that you're very proud of, that you feel inspired by, are not the people who had easy planets in their chart. By no means, right? Because again, when you have something easy, when the car is waiting in the garage, there's no reason for me to say that, oh, now I'm going to walk all the way, I'm going to walk half a mile and come back to my car. How many people are going to do that to push themselves? Almost none, very few, right? To just genuinely just learn to push themselves. No. Remember that example of the car in the garage that I told you. So because the car is not in the garage or because there is no car at all, think of all the examples in between. A car that's just outside the garage and it's cold, a car that's half a mile away, a car that there is no car, or there's a bus that you have to walk to and go to. Like in all possible combinations, the person is going to have to be pushed to their limit, and that will automatically give them good health because they're going to have to walk. So that's the other part, where people who have money and luxuries and easy life, now they are the people who are very rich. They have a lot of fake friends. I will tell you that. Many of their friends and family members are there for their money and status. So there's an impact, there's an effect that is unlucky to that seemingly lucky part, right? They have health issues because now their body is not being pushed. They're making huge businesses, huge money. They're making a lot of black money. Many times huge businesses are mostly a lot of black money. And then, so they're banking negative karma right away, even though in this life, it looks like they're lucky. And then there's so much stress that you won't believe how much stress there is, that causes them heart issues, heart problems. They're not happy in their married life or their family life because they're so busy in their business. So there's always a part that is unseen that, according to me, is very unlucky. And I have to go. My time is up, but there's something that my daughter told me when she was 7, and she always tells me, even now, she was just 7. Nobody taught her that. She would always tell me, Mama, I would never want to be very rich, because very rich people are very unlucky and they don't learn the right morals. This is what she would tell me when she's 6.5 and 7. They have too many luxuries. They don't push themselves. And she said it in her own words, but she actually one day cried saying, Mama, I never want to be extremely rich, which obviously is a mindset, is a belief that, it's not, I wouldn't say that's healthy necessarily, but it's very insightful. This is Reema Desai from The Guiding Star. Thank you for listening to me. I've got to go. I hope you enjoyed this video.